Jonathan Flagler was helping to battle flames at a home in Rancho Palos Verdes 2 years ago. That's when he suffered cardiac arrest after his oxygen supply ran out. The fire department investigation showed that his fellow crew members had lost track of him during the incident, didn't hear an alarm that was triggered when the oxygen supply ran low. Then he was left alone inside the house for 10 minutes as he quickly filled with smoke. Now the parent case against the county has been settled. Flagler's family is also suing the owner of the home where he died. They say an illegal building addition to the house allowed the fire to spread faster than it should have, but the owner denies that. It's 11:35. Let's not jet the traffic. Here is Louis Towers.
All right, Bob, we're going to go out to Rosemead again, and CHP is setting up some flares over on the right shoulder. This is for the crash where a car went into the center divider and then spun over the right shoulder embankment. They're probably going to be closing off that right lane. I would imagine, seeing some slowing there right now as they're setting things up and to get the emergency crews in place. So just be aware of that as you're coming across. I do still see that slowing on the 10 eastbound. I don't know if that's the main lanes. No, it is the main lanes. Yes, it is. I should say that is the main lanes between City Terrace Drive and the 710. Something's actually Eastern. Don't know. It is definitely not the bus lines. That's for sure. It's the main lanes. And if you're out there in it, give us a call on the KNX Valvoline Instant Oil Change tip line, 844 KNX News. I am seeing a little bit of slowing coming out of Hollywood. It's a very slow date night tonight. You're still slow from Echo Park down to the 4-level interchange. And in Glendale, this is on the 134 West connecting to the South 2 of Colorado Boulevard. There's a red Corvette that's overturned. It's on its roof and is blocking the slow lane. There are injuries involved in this one as well. Next report's coming up at 11:45 from the Tax Defense Group 24-hour traffic center.
Okay, let's look at a few temperatures to West Covina now at 51 and I'm 52. San Fernando 50 and 52. Long Island's Mount Wow 11:37.
Successful retirement is built with a diversified approach. That's what you get with Kelly's Law and California Wealth Advisors. 800-810-8060. 800-810-8060. Learn more on Kelly's show. Available at CaliforniaWealthAdvisors.com. Click radio. Do you have coins, jewelry, or precious metals and are looking to sell for top dollar? Sil DeGenova, CEO and owner of Tangible Investments, has become legendary by beating his so-called competitors' offers on these items by as much as 500%.
I had a diamond ring that had been an heirloom in my family for many years, so I went to a local jewelry store and they offered me $600. I just wasn't comfortable. I took it down to Tangible Investments and they offered me over $6,000. That store is absolutely awesome.
Stories like these are why Tangible Investments has become America's top dealer in precious metals, jewelry, and collectibles, and why Sil has been featured on CNBC and quoted on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Over the past 30 years, Tangible Investments has bought billions in collectibles. That's billions with a B. Right now, demand is through the roof. Sil encourages all his clients to shop the competition and then call in last. You'll be amazed at the difference. Guaranteed. Call now for an absolutely free, professional, no-obligation appraisal. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400.
Hi, Little Bob here. This year we're doubling down on new Bob's Discount Furniture. So happy New Year! I've got new styles that rent to own section, new ways to recharge with my Tuxedo Motion sofa, new mattresses for a new lease on life, new colors and new everyday low prices. My Calvin bedroom is just $7.99. I've even got a new look. Wait, you can't see what I'm wearing? Ah, schnickel friends. When you can have a new year for less, there's only one thing to say. Oh, my Bob's Discount Furniture.
It's 11:38. Colorado Supreme Court was the first state to find 14th Amendment insurrection clause applies to Donald Trump and his involvement in the January 6th Capitol riot, which happened 3 years ago today in St. John.
There are now more than 30 legal challenges across the country seeking to remove Trump from election ballots. Trump's appealing the Colorado ruling to the highest court in the land, something the justices may not be thrilled about.
But it's something that they're going to have to rule on. And, from the court
court's perspective, this is, I think, a tougher case than people realize because, first of all, in my view, what happened was not an insurrection, but it was part of an ongoing insurrection. So, you can make a very strong argument that Trump shouldn't be on the ballot, shouldn't be allowed to run for higher office.
Lincoln Mitchell is a political analyst and writer based in New York City and San Francisco.
On the other hand, the majority of the people on the Supreme Court, frankly, would like to see Trump run for president. And 3 of them owe their jobs to Donald Trump, and they are aware that the decision could be extremely volatile. So this is something they would rather not have to deal with, but because of the way our system works, particularly the way, frankly, Congress often doesn't work, these kind of things get pushed up to the Supreme Court all the time.
We'll see what happens when the High Court hears arguments next month. I'm Liz St. John, KNX News 97.1 FM.
The Israel-Hamas war. KNX connects you to the latest.
Israel and Lebanon-based Hezbollah have traded fire in one of the heaviest days of cross-border fighting in recent weeks. Cross-border fire Saturday comes a day after the Hezbollah leader urged retaliation for the targeted killing of a top Hamas leader in Lebanon's capital. The killing was widely blamed on Israel. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee is following from Tel Aviv and says he comes amid fears of a winding regional conflict.
In Yemen's capital, Iranian-backed Houthi rebels remain defiant in the face of Washington's warning to stop attacking commercial shipping. We will make the sea as we make the land, a graveyard for America and Israel, says this man. The U.S. Navy announced it shot down a Houthi drone near multiple ships. And CBS News has learned the Pentagon is preparing plans to hit back at the Houthis, including strikes against targets in Yemen.
Cross-border escalation comes as U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken starts his 4th Middle East trip. Reporter Robert Berger has details of the mission. He says it's to try to prevent a wider war.
Blinken has several goals for this Mideast trip. The U.S. wants to prevent the war in Gaza from spreading to other fronts, such as Lebanon and Yemen. It wants Israel to ease the massive bombing of Gaza to reduce Palestinian civilian casualties, and it wants more humanitarian aid to get into Gaza.
Today, Blinken was in Turkey. He'll travel to Israel and Egypt next. Make it 11:41. Traffic in 4 minutes.
This is KNX News 97.1 FM.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. Brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs, Ox gets it fixed, free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote, 800-230-3989. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-230-3989. 800-230-3989. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KLRS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Video and Audio Center's biggest ever inventory reduction deals. Don't miss out. Our prices are the same or lower than online. Plus free setup, up to 50% off. The largest deals on Samsung televisions. The 4K QLED 75-inch $997. The 65-inch $747. Or get the Samsung top-of-the-line best 4K Smart 85-inch 50% off. Only $25.97. Sony 77-inch OLED TV $26.98. LG OLED TVs up to $1,000 off. Plus free setup. Video and Audio Center's New Year's deals. Don't miss out.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
This is Jacob Emrani. If you've been in a truck accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
I'm Bob Brill. Stories coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM. The study finds most high-risk COVID patients are not taking a drug proven to save lives, and dozens of planes remain grounded after an Alaskan Airlines flight had a door blow off in midair. Those stories coming up, and right now it's 11:45. Here's Lou Sowers checking traffic.
All right, Bob, we're going to start in the mid-city area of L.A. This is listed both at Normandy and Vermont, and the first one is at Normandy. It was reported as one vehicle into the center divider, then popped up at Vermont on the 10 East, and it said two vehicles, and that's in the Gore Point area, so it might be two separate crashes. If one's in the center divider, one's in the Gore Point, that would probably be in that off-ramp collector lane, so right now we're going to call it two separate crashes. And I am seeing some slowing at the interchange there, the Cloverleaf, on the 10 and the 101, or the 110, excuse me. And it looks like it is on the collector road there, just to where it goes to Grand Avenue. And the 10 East goes to Grand Avenue there, and between there where it reconnects with the 10 before you head towards Western Grand and towards the East LA interchange. So there might be something going on there as well. Then in Glendale, let's go there. This is on the westbound side of the 134 connector to the southbound 2. And this is a crash working, a two-car crash. One vehicle is on its roof, and that is in the slow lane. And I am seeing some slowing on the northbound side of the 2 connector. That would be the 134 westbound connector to the northbound 2. So we're going to keep an eye on that one, too. Next report's coming up at 11:55 from the Tax Defense Group 24-hour traffic center.
Light rain on the way to Southern California as we head into late tonight and into the early part of Sunday. But the biggest impact will be the snow. Low elevation snow impacting our mountain passes overnight. As we head into Sunday afternoon, expect some cool temperatures too, with numbers in the upper 50s and low 60s for beaches, LA Inland, Orange County, the valleys, and Inland Empire. Mid-40s in the high desert and upper 20s, low 30s across mountains. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm KCAL meteorologist Olga Ospina for KNX News 97.1 FM.
In Pomona, now 48, Burbank 53, and Norwalk 51, and Kearsley 51. On LA's Miracle Mile, 147. The study finds most high-risk COVID patients are not taking a drug that's proven to save lives. Art Sanders says only 15% of the people in this category took Paxlovid during the study period.
And it's not because they don't know about the medication. The research by the National Institutes of Health found that most do. Cedar Sinai Intensive Care Director Dr. Thomas Yadigar says just like everything related to the COVID pandemic, the early information on Paxlovid is hard to shake.
There was a perception that it interacts with a lot of medication, causes a lot of problems, and that it also causes a rebound effect, which causes a second wave of illness, which is actually not the case. So it's been difficult to even, a year and a half into Paxlovid being available, still some patients, when you bring up the fact that they may benefit from it, bring up those concerns.
The study of 1 million people found that if it's
Supplies of prescription painkillers unleashed by pharma companies and doctors.
Iones says traffickers soon discovered synthetic drugs that require a whole lot less in order to produce are much more profitable.
They began to figure out fentanyl was this just monumentally profitable, and as time went on over the next 10 years, up to the present, the trafficking world in Mexico has gradually figured out that fentanyl is a much better alternative than heroin. You don't have to grow any poppies. You're only from chemicals.
According to Iones, this ability to make so much fentanyl.
You're seeing it up and down, all over San Francisco, many places, virtually every place in the country.
I'm Mary Hughes, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Check traffic. Here's latest hours, 11:55.
All right, Bob, in the mid-city area of L.A., there's a crash on the 10 east of Vermont. This was a part of the center divider. Now it's a two-vehicle crash, and looks like they may have limped over to the Gore Point. And then we have a crash coming out of Pasadena. This was originally posted on the 134th at 2. Now it's definitely westbound side of the 134 at San Rafael. All lanes are stopped right now. This is for a two-vehicle crash. One of them is on its roof, and emergency crews are on the scene there. If you're coming out of downtown Pasadena, oh boy, I would take, it doesn't look good. Linda Vista turns into, actually take Colorado Boulevard. What am I saying? Colorado Boulevard goes all the way to the 134, or you can get to Figueroa and back up to the 134 that way. That would be your best way. Again, Colorado Boulevard to Figueroa, so you can get back around that. This is going to be a while, I do believe. Then we're going, we'll talk about that coming up tomorrow on the Tax Defense Group 24-hour traffic center.
Well, we're looking at overnight lows in the 30s and 40s. Tomorrow's high is just about 60. Right now, it is 53 degrees on LA's mile at 11:57.
Why would a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain with a phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the smell good plumber.
Will you tell me how much sun stopped my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The smell good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost?
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99. Call us. 1-800-446-MIKE. Contractor license number 39917.
Looking to sell your valuable coins, high-end jewelry, collectibles, or fine art? Meet Cindy. She's been around the block when it comes to buying and selling jewelry.
I buy jewelry to resell. I've been going to Tangible for about 6-7 years.
Tangible just pays more.
Here's a great example of the Tangible difference. I brought a gold and sapphire bracelet. I shopped it around. They offered me $50. They offered me $100. I brought it to Tangible and gave me $475 for it.
More cash, more respect.
Tangible treats me as well as they do the person coming in with, $10,000 worth of gold.
Tangible Investments owner Phil DeGenova has become America's top dealer in coins, precious metals, jewelry, and fine art. Phil guarantees you'll get more.
Everything I've heard about them on the radio is true.
Call now for a no-obligation free professional appraisal. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400.
So, you got a new gadget over the holidays. Don't forget to listen to your favorite station on Odyssey. Unwrapped a new Amazon Echo or Google Home? Be sure to tell your smart speaker to play your favorite station. Receive a new Sonos speaker? Check out Odyssey on the Sonos app for access to hundreds of stations. Got a new phone? Don't forget that the Odyssey app is the only way you can jump to your favorite show with Rewind. No matter what you receive this year, listen to your favorites with Odyssey. Download the free Odyssey app today. AUDACY.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
KNX FM and HD, Los Angeles.
SoCal's only 24/7
plane in mid-flight. Now, most of those jets are grounded. Plus, 2 women are attacked in Long Beach. The suspect is on the run. And a new effort in Sacramento to close the unlocked door loophole for car break-ins.
This is KNX News, 97.1 FM.
It's 12 midnight.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. A senior member of the president's cabinet has been in the hospital since early this week. But CBS's Robert Costa reports few officials knew that until days into his stay.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was admitted to Walter Reed Medical Center on January 1st for complications related to a prior elective procedure. CBS News has learned that the President's National Security Council and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan were unaware of his hospital stay until Thursday. During part of that time, the 70-year-old was in the intensive care unit, and his duties were partly assumed by Deputy Kathleen Hicks.
The Israeli military spread out throughout the Gaza Strip on Saturday in search of Hamas leaders, says CBS's Ian Lee in Tel Aviv.
In southern Gaza, Israeli forces advance. Their main focus now is Khan Yunis. Airstrikes pound the city. Nearby, Palestinians dig a new cemetery. The old ones are already full. Israeli troops hunt for Hamas in southern Gaza while searching for hostages.
Israel claims it has, quote, dismantled Hamas in northern Gaza. The winter storm that's now pummeling parts of New England first dropped snow in Allentown, Pennsylvania before heading north, says CBS News Philadelphia reporter Nikki Dimitri.
Warnings went up as the snow came down across the Northeast. Big flakes fell in western Pennsylvania, and at the opposite end of the state, we found travelers surprised at the storm's intensity. Do you remember the last time it snowed?
No, not this. It's bad.
The storm has been marching east, blanketing roads in Winslow, Arkansas, where several tractor trailers collided.
It was a deadly scene on Interstate 5 west of Bakersfield, California, in heavy fog early Saturday morning. WBAK-TV reporter Mary Peronian.
Officials on scene said 17 vehicles and 18 big rigs were involved, making it a total of 35 drivers caught in the pileup.
Everybody just started screaming, like, help and stuff like that. And there was, like, kids as well, like little kids crying.
CHP says 2 people died in the pileup, with 9 other people being taken to the hospital with varying levels of injuries.
Federal regulators have temporarily grounded 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 jetliners. The order follows the cabin panel blowout that forced a new Alaska Airlines jet to make an emergency landing in Portland, Oregon Friday night. Passenger Emma Vu.
I'm sleeping and I just feel the plane drop, and it wasn't like any other turbulence just because the mast I came down to. So that's when I knew, like, oh gosh, this is something way different, and yeah, I started freaking out.
Police in Britain are investigating the country's post office for false reports that computer reports that branch managers had been stealing money. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is KNX News, 97.1 FM.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
12:03, good morning, I'm Art Sanders. The majority of 737 MAX 9 planes are temporarily out of service for inspection now. And after a plane door blew out of the Alaska Airlines aircraft in mid-flight, heading to Southern California, Natalie Tavidian spoke with an aviation expert about the grounding.
Nobody on board was seriously injured, but there was a teenager sitting next to the panel whose shirt was sucked out along with some cell phones.
This is clearly above the threshold of something minor. This is big.
Michael Drakehorn is the principal partner with AFC Experts and has 4 decades of experience in the aviation industry.
What we don't know at this point, because the information's not out there yet, is it a design issue, is it a production issue, or is it a maintenance issue?
Is the 737 MAX a safe plane to fly at this time?
The 737 MAX is an aircraft that has received a lot of scrutiny from the FAA as well as other civil aviation authorities, and they are looking at this issue very, very, very focused. And before the aircraft are returned to service, the airworthiness authorities will have had their fingerprints all over it. So this is definitely not one of those events that will be swept under the rug. When the flying passenger gets back onto a 737, I think they should be rest assured that this issue is understood and that the airplane that they're sitting on has undergone an inspection to make sure that this problem doesn't occur.
Just add on KNX, an attacker is still on the loose after hitting 2 women in the head.
SIG alert, and the two right lanes are going to be closed until this is for two vehicles that slammed together. A Corvette is on its roof, and so we're going to see how that pans out. But the slowing is already dissipated because they have opened up the two left lanes and the cartridge lane. You got to pass it, so you don't have to get off anymore, not get on the freeway and take Colorado Boulevard all the way to Figueroa unless you want to. Then in the mid-city area of LA, this is on the 10 east of Vermont, two-vehicle crash working there, and don't see any slowing, which is the good news. We do see some slowing at the Vermont off-ramp, and everything should be on the island of that collector road, or either on the right lane or the left lane of the collector road. So we'll just keep an eye on that, or you can let us know on the KNX traffic tip line, 844 KNX News. And then we're going to go to Pomona. This is on the 57th south of Grand Avenue. A one-car crash, may be on fire, and just want to check to see how things are going. I don't see any lane stop there, and so that is good news there. Next report, nope, we got time for one more. This is on in Pomona. Check that Rosemead on the 60 west of Rosemead Boulevard off-ramp. A car to the center divider went over the right shoulder embankment. We're waiting on a tow truck. And then don't forget, as we're getting into weather just right after this, from Castaic to the Grapevine, National Weather Service has a winter weather and wind advisory. So do expect some at least high winds, that's for sure. Next report's coming up at 12:15.